Yeah.
It's the 7th of September, Rabbi Furst, Pierke, Avos, Rosh Hashana.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. As you mentioned, this is Rabbi Furst here in Shiva Nafshi, Yerushalayim, here on Zoom. We're learning week before Rosh Hashanah. Almost the preparations continuing. We're learning now the Perla Yaitz, his comments and explanations concerning Rosh Hashanah and the various different significance of the Yom Hadin. Okay, let's begin tonight.
All right, should I read?
Yes, please, if you like.
Okay, so Rosh Hashanah is the topic. Hu Yom Hadin, it's the day of judgment. Hagadol, a great judgment. Asher Malach b'mishpat Yamid Eretz Mishle. So it's a great day of judgment that Hashem reigns in judgment, and he stands on the earth.
I think Ya'amid Aretz, meaning B'mishpat Ya'amid Aretz, meaning in Mishpat the earth, the world exists, meaning through the Mishpat of Hashem, that's what gives the earth its stability, right? That's some pasuk in Mishaleh. Right? Let's take a look at there. I'll just verify this. If that's the conjugation of the word over there, at Mishlei Chavtes pasuk Dalid. So the right. Exactly that with Mishpat, through Mishpat, right? Ya'amid Eretz, the land exists. Meaning, now you can understand that. You can understand that in several ways. Eretz can be used as a reference to the land as we know, like the and the earth. It also could be used in context of being like the nation, the region where the people live. It can also be used as a reference to the whole of the universe, right? Meaning the civilized, the inhabited universe.
Right.
So with Mishpat, right, things there is stability. There's stability to the physical land. There's stability to the the economics of the land, of the social and cultural proceedings of the land. And if there's no mishpat, if there's no justice, then everything ceases to exist. Everything falls apart. Someone was telling me earlier today that, and I heard about this in New York now, and in California also, that theft is not a crime. People can go in and take things from stores, and I think if I was told correctly, if it was less than $1,000 of merchandise, there's no criminal law against that. So people simply just go into stores and they take what they like and they go out. So someone was telling, excuse me.
I don't believe that.
I do.
That's the law.
Yeah.
I heard this couple happened. This was in New York a couple of years ago, and then California. Apparently, someone was just telling me he was in a store just yesterday. He was in a store, saw someone come in, went into the store, took what he wanted out of the store, and no one stopped him. Then went across the street, took it to two people, and gave it to two people. They put it into the car and went off. That was it. That's because you can't. There's no criminal prosecution for theft in New York. I heard it was less than $1,000. Anything less than $1,000, no criminal prosecution.
Mm.
And so this is going to be chaos. Eventually, it's going to be chaos.
Well, it's already chaos. I have gangs coming in, raiding stores, and leaving brazenly in daylight. They come in, sweep through the store and out in a few moments, and that's it.
Right. So what are you and me? I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to sit there online and pay my money. Why should I sit there and pay my money?
Mm.
I have better things to spend my money on than buying groceries, right?
Yep. That's the way.
It's going to be it's going to be absolutely absolutely it's going to be chaos.
Mm.
Yeah, there has to be mishpat. There has to be law and order. There's got to be mishpat.
Mm. But also, if you defend yourself in your own home, you get into trouble too.
Yeah, I've heard about that as well. Yeah, I've heard about that as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, look, what can we do? Baruch Hashem, we're not living like that. Again, like the basic thing, if there's no Torah, there's no society. There's no society. In any event, the pasuk in Mishle is telling us, right, that Melech b'mishpat, excuse me, Melech b'mishpat Yamid Eretz, the king, through his judgments, right, through his mishpat, he brings stability to the land. Right? That's the most basic, simple understanding of the pasuk, that the king, through his judgments, right, and his law and order, he gives stability to the land. That without the judgments, without the law and order, there's no stability in the land. Oh, and so we see on Rosh Hashanah what's happening is that we see more than any other time is that Hashem is in fact evaluating and enforcing his laws and decrees, and that gives stability to the land. That's going to be the basis of the coming year. The coming year is going to be based upon the judgments of HaKadosh Baruch Hu on that day of Rosh Hashanah. Okay, let's continue.
B'chol b'nei olam ovrim lefanav kibnei maron.
Oh, right.
And
Right.
and all of the people of the world, they violate.
Well, here it means that Ovrim Lefanav, they pass before him, they pass in front of him, meaning they pass in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kibnei Moron. Now, this is the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah quotes this pasuk. This is a pasuk as well, and there are several understandings of what B'nai Moron means. B'nai Moron means like sheep passing underneath the rod of the shepherd. That the shepherd is inspecting each and every sheep. Another explanation is like B'nai Moron, like soldiers that are passing inspection in front of the general or the king. Right, so that's each and every soldier is inspected. Each and every sheep is being counted and evaluated. And likewise, all the people in the world, and it's not just, and you should know, this is not just something for the Jewish people, right? This is something for all of humanity. All the people who are alive in the world are are being judged, because this is, as we mentioned, I think yesterday, the judgment that takes place on Rosh Hashanah is a outcome and a consequence of Adam Harishon's being judged on Rosh Hashanah. Meaning the first day he was created, he was judged because of the chet of eating the Eitz Hadas. So that became a day of judgment. It became a day of his being created, and also became a day of being judged. Okay.
Medinos, Bo, Yomar, Kule. And concerning the governments, they say, etc.
Yeah, it's not quoting the whole pasuk, meaning the also the Medinas, meaning the various different nations and countries, right? It's said which ones will be successful, which will not be successful, which one will be like this, which one will be like that. I see Mayor wants to come in too. Okay, it's good.
Ubrios Bo, Yifkedu Kule. And the creatures are what does Yifka do?
Yifkadu, this expression, this word Yifkadu is a they are given their assignments. A pakid is a person who is he has an office position, meaning he is in charge of a certain aspect of running an office. A pakid is a certain responsibility. So each one is given their responsibility. Each one is given their responsibility of what they have to accomplish, their mission, right, on Rosh Hashanah. Everyone is given their mission to accomplish in the coming year. Let me see 1 minute. I have to check and see if I have it to show you. It shows up in if I'm not mistaken, in Musaf of Rosh Hashanah as well.
Morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
A lot of computer problems this morning.
Let's see here. I will try and find it 1 second.
Did you know that Alan wasn't well?
Oh,
He's in hospital with
Aye.
a stroke.
aye. Refuah Shlema.
Um,
Do you know his Hebrew name?
yeah, Lou gave it.
Eliyahu ben Fega Peril.
Okay, Eliyahu and Vega Farrell. Thank you.
I just want to see, I want to try and direct your attention to the davening in Rosh Hashanah 1 minute. Well, this is going to help you. Okay. Okay, very good. If you happen to have nearby your makzer for Rosh Hashanah,
No.
if you look in Musaf, the prayers of Musaf for Rosh Hashanah, so here this pasuk that we're learning now, this pasuk which the Peliards is quoting, is part of our liturgy, our prayers during the Musaf of Rosh Hashanah in the Zechronos. If you're familiar with the prayers of Rosh Hashanah on Musaf, you know that there are three main central sections of the Musaf prayers, Malchus, Zechronos, and Shofros, right? So if you look at the Zechronos, right, which is the middle section of the two, first is Malchus, then Zechronos, and then Shofros. So this verse, which we are being quoted now, is part of the prayer of Rosh Hashana there in the Zechronos. You see where it says here? It says, key, okay. Zayom Tchilas Ma'asecha. In the beginning of the, if you recall the format of the Musaf prayers of Rosh Hashanah, as I said, it consists of three main mid bodies, the components being Malchias, Zechronos, and Shofros, and each one of the three is composed of 10 psukim, 3 psukim from the Torah, 3 psukim from Kesuvim, 3 psukim from the Devim, and then one more pasuk to end off with from the Torah. Right. So if you look at the beginning there in the section on Zechronos, you have there in the psukim that are mentioned, and then one of the psukim that's being mentioned is this pasuk we're dealing now, right now. You see it there?
I'm in the Shemona Esrei for Musaf, but I'm not sure where the Zichronos is.
Okay, so you'll see there at the beginning you have the normal three brachas at the beginning, which normally forms the normal beginning of our Shemona Esrei, but then you have the V'chein Tains. Before you get to the Kiddush, you have the V'chein Tains.
Right,
and then
V'chein Tains.
Right after that, then you have a big paragraph beginning with Mipnei Chatasenu, Kivinu Meratzenu.
I see V'titem Manu.
Yeah, that will go further than that. That you have the Eleno, you see, maybe you see the Eleno L'Shabeach there. That's in the Malchus, Eleno L'Shabeach.
I see Eleno.
Okay, so continue on past that, and then you see that it comes to the end of that section is signaled by the bracha Hashem Arts Mekadesh Yisrael B'Yom HaZikaron. That signals the end of the section of Malchus.
Yom HaZikaron, I don't see.
Then in the beginning of the next section is Ata Zocher Maaseh Olam.
I see that.
Okay, so that's that. So you see the word there, Ufoked, Kol Yitzurei Kedem.
Okay, my English says you consider the behavior.
Right, that's right. You consider the behavior, right? And it's also if you go in that paragraph, beginning with those words Ata Zocher, so you see there about maybe 10 lines into that paragraph, it says this pasuk that we're learning now, Zikron Yom Rishon Ki Chok L'Yisrael Hu Mishpat Le'Elokei Yaakov V'Ala Medinas Bo. That's the pasuk that we're learning now. V'Ala Medinas Bo. Yomer. Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Okay, so the next line after that, V'Ala Medinas Bo Yomer Ezel L'Cherev Ezel L'Sholom Ezel L'Rav Ezel L'Sova.
Right?
Uvrios bo yipakedu lazkiram, right? Uvrios bo. That's what we'll learn now. Uvrios bo yipakedu lazkiram chaim ulamavis.
I see that.
Right? So they're being considered. They're being considered, and then also their deed. It's being discharged upon them their responsibility. It's twofold. It's one, have we fulfilled our responsibility of the previous year, right? And then in relationship with how we fulfilled our responsibilities in the previous year, that will be the new command which is given to us to fulfill for the coming year.
But I'm confused. This is not talking about us. It's talking about the creatures.
Yeah, well, we're included in the creatures too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's this is coming to expand things, coming to include as everything, all the things which are created, right, are given their commands for the coming year, and are being evaluated according to their past behavior.
All right, now I'm really confused. This is my English says and the creatures are brought to mind. You're saying differently than that. You're saying what? We creatures are brought to mind.
So we're included in the creatures as well. It's included. It's starting with Medinas, so like Klal Yisrael. So it's all the judgment is all encompassing.
But the creatures don't have free will. I don't understand how we can paint with such a broad brush here. I mean, if it says and the creatures are brought to mind, so that says to me that in addition to the fact that we're judged in detail on all these things based on our free will, Hashem also considers the role of the greater ecosystem that we're part of, and the impact that will be upon it because of the judgments that are made of us. But that doesn't seem to flow with what you're saying.
I don't know. I don't see a problem with it.
You're okay with my translation?
Yeah. I mean that we're include. They're specific. The more specialized our responsibilities are, the more judgments that are upon us, and the less specialized, the less judgments. But they're all include everything is included in the judgments that take place on Rosh Hashana.
Okay, so how are you translating the word yipakedu in this sentence?
That they're given they're judged and given their responsibilities uh, based on the last year and what's going to be in the coming year.
Okay, so now when you say that about us, I get it. But when you say it about a caterpillar, I don't get it.
Why not? I mean, if Kadosh Baruch Hu deems that this particular caterpillar is going to crawl to somebody's shoe, and when he puts it in a squish, get his socks all messy. So why can't that be included?
So Hashem assigns to the caterpillar that job. You shall crawl into the sock.
We had the the Gemara speaks about Titus. The fly flew into his nose and lived there for till the day he died.
Okay.
So I mean, sometimes Hashem has special plans for special creatures, but it doesn't happen by chance.
So instead of saying on it, the creatures are brought to mind, I'm going to write in on it, the creatures are given their assignments.
Right. It's both. Meaning they're called to mind for what? They're called to mind for assigning them whatever needs to be accomplished in the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
Kadosh Baruch Hu could decide. Kadosh Baruch Hu could decide that of the 25 billion ants in the world, all of them except three are going to be business as usual. But three of them are going to. One's going to attack the president of the United States. One's going to attack the president of France. And one's going to attack the Secretary General of the United Nations. I don't know.
I see.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you, I guess.
Yeah. There is a machlokus. I mean, I've never gone into it. I never had the need to go into it, but there is a machlokus in terms of what we call hashkacha pratis, meaning divine intervention, as to the extent of Kadosh Baruch Hu's divine intervention. I mean, in general, and what I think what I've been taught, although there seems to be other opinions as well, but Kadosh Baruch Hu has hashkacha pratis on everything, meaning everything is bound and determined by Kadosh Baruch Hu's infinite wisdom in terms of what they are supposed to do and accomplish. A lot of things are really, however, left on automatic pilot, right? But a Kadosh Baruch Hu can and will, if necessary. Like when take for the example Paro when the fly flew into the cup of wine, right, in Paro's palace. So in spite of the fact that there was a butler there whose responsibility was to make sure that Paro was given the best and most choicest wine in the world, so nevertheless he gave him a cup of wine with a fly in it, right? So that obviously must have been a very special fly. Right? So but in general most flies are not so privileged as to have such an enormous part and place in history. Not too many flies are mentioned in the Chumash, right?
Right.
Right. So, but there was that fly, right? So yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no. I don't see any difficulty with the fact that Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to be uh, evaluating and analyzing and judging and commanding all the various aspects of creation into what they did and what they will be doing. That's okay by me. Okay, let's continue on.
All right. Let's see, where were we? We were,
If code. That was the second line, the fourth or fifth word in the second line.
Moshe Anu Omrim Mosif Rosh Hashana. Like that we say that we add on to Rosh Hashanah. Vafilu asher lo shas livo the year es Hashem im vinora but bishar hayamim. Let's see. So therefore, what is this word shas shin saf?
That the filo of that. This is okay, as we say in Musaf Rosh Hashanah. All right, fine. Va'afeloi asher lo sas liboy liyira, as Hashem oyim v'noira, meaning even he who has not placed upon his who has not put into his heart the fear of Hashem and the dread of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, B'shar Yamim, in the previous days.
The reverence of Hashem, if he's awesome, bishar hayamim, on other days.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying like this, that even a person who previous to Rosh Hashanah didn't take seriously enough his relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and as Hashem is king and judging him, and therefore he hasn't really been in proper awe and respect of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Then even if he hasn't done that previous to Rosh Hashanah, Milo Yira Kayom Hazeh, who is not going to be fearful this day?
Even one who doesn't put reverence of Hashem into the days of awe,
No, it's like even Vafilu Asher Lo Sas Libo Liyiras Hashem Oyim V'Noirek B'Shar Yamim, even one who has not placed into his heart the fear of Hashem and his honor and respect in previous days, B'Shar Yamim, in previous days, Mi Lo Yira Kayom Hazeh, who will not fear him on this day?
right.
Meaning, basically, don't think just because you haven't feared Hashem sufficiently and properly up till now, that now on Rosh Hashanah you won't. No, still you have the opportunity to fear Kadosh Baruch Hu on this day, even if you haven't done up till now.
Right. Uke Memar Hakasuv Amos. As it is said in what is written in Amos,
Yes, it's the Poskin almost correct.
Im Yiska Shofar Ba'ir Ve'im Lo Yichar Do. If the shofar will be blown in the city, could it be that they will not yichar? What is yichardo?
Right, from will like tremble. If the shofar is sounded in the ear, is it that the people will not be fearful, or so the people will not tremble?
Because vu ha mad hamakbilim shelios shechol haTorah kula birah v'hava. And is written that those who receive
Right. No, this is Mekuban. These like the people involved with Kabbalah. The people involved with Kabbalah that they say call a Torah kulola bir va'ava, meaning all aspects of Torah have to incorporate themselves these two aspects of our serving Hashem, Ava and Yira.
al mitzvos lo saseh. Concerning the mitzvos that are the negative commandments.
Right. Right. Yira is on the mitzvahs lo saseh. Right. Fear is expressed and associated with the mitzvahs lo saseh. And the Torah says, "Don't do something." So that's something which is focusing and directing your attention towards Yira.
Right.
Exactly.
Ahava al mitzvos aseh. And love concerns the positive commandments. So the negative commandments are motivated by fear, and the positive commandments are motivated by love.
Right.
The Hain, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The Hain ha'adam liyoso chamar akur afar min ha'adama. So, and these things, a person is strict.
Yeah. Well, actually, Hein ha'adam lios chomer akur afor min adam, and by the and a person lios chomer akur afor min adam. A person consists of chomer. Chomer is his makeup. A person is made up of like earthy material, which is very base uh, so therefore, the person should realize that his makeup, his basic physical body is based and created from that which is offer and chomer, compounds which are coming from the earth. Compounds he's based upon. He's the person's basis of existence in the physical realm is coming from the earth.
Ah. Sorry, I lost my place.
Yeah, it says we're in the end of the fourth line. End of the fourth line. Doime the mishi enav seguros the yoshev base also.
Domer lemi she o niv se goros v'yoshev beves afel she shaolam chashach ba'do. So it's like one who what is I know?
Right, it's as if a person it's doima the mi she'enav seguros v'yoshev base ofel. It's similar to a person whose eyes are closed and he's sitting in a dark house. She'olam choshech ba'ado, that the world is dark for him. I tell you, yeah, maybe he's going into it. Well, maybe we'll stop here. Let's stop here. We'll pick this up again the beginning of next week.
Baruch Hashem. I was having a lot of trouble parsing.
No problem. No problem. All right. Roy, you should have a nice afternoon. Hope to see you tomorrow.
And thank you. You too. Be well.
Good day, Roy.
See you
be
later.
well, Roy.
You too. See you later.
Okay.
Yeah, start